Hey, Lions Nation! We're back with another exclusive video bringing you all the latest news about our beloved Detroit Lions. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss anything about the team. Now, let's get into the news. Nobody in Detroit could have imagined a night like this. The rumor mill had been spinning for weeks, throwing out names, speculations, wild theories, and impossible dreams. But none of it, absolutely none of it, came close to what actually happened. Patrick Surtain II and MARSHON Lattimore, two of the most elite cornerbacks of this generation. Two shutdown specialists who command fear the moment they line up. Two players who shouldn't even be available in the same offseason. And yet, somehow, someway, they are both Detroit Lions. The news didn't break quietly. It detonated. It ripped through social media with the force of an earthquake. It hit analysts like a punch they didn't see coming. Phones buzzed nonstop. Fans screamed into their screens in disbelief. The league didn't even have time to react before Detroit started trending worldwide. It was the kind of moment that freezes an entire sport. A moment people will remember exactly where they were when they heard it. Because this wasn't just a signing. This wasn't just a trade. This wasn't just a roster move. It was a declaration of war. Inside the Lions facility, players reportedly stood with their mouths open as staff confirmed the reports. A few even asked twice, unable to process the scale of what had just happened. Patrick Surtain II alone would have been a seismic acquisition, the type of move a franchise makes once every decade. MARSHON Lattimore alone would have been enough to tilt the defensive power of a conference. But both, at the same time, wearing Honolulu blue? Nobody saw it coming. Not insiders. Not rivals. Not even some members of the Lions roster. The front office kept it locked down, hidden beneath layers of secrecy, late-night phone calls, private negotiations, and strategic silence. And when the moment came, when the ink dried and the deals were sealed, Detroit unleashed a transformation that instantly turned their secondary into a nightmare for every quarterback in the league. People always talk about perfect storms, rare alignments, once-in-a-lifetime windows. Tonight, Detroit built its own storm. And it begins with Patrick Surtain II, a technician, a surgeon in coverage, footwork carved from precision, instincts that feel supernatural. Quarterbacks avoid him not because they fear interceptions, they fear embarrassment. There are plays where Surtain looks like he knows the route better than the receiver running it. Smart, fast, physical, cold. A true number one corner in his prime. Then there's MARSHON Lattimore. Fire where Surtain is ice. Aggression where Surtain is calculation. Swagger, intimidation, and raw explosiveness blended into a player who thrives under pressure. He doesn't just cover receivers, he erases them. Entire game plans crumble when Lattimore decides he's in the mood to dominate. And when the lights burn brightest, he becomes even more dangerous. Together they are catastrophic. The idea of Surtain locking down one side of the field while Lattimore suffocates the other is something out of a defensive coordinator's fever dream. It shouldn't exist. It's unfair. It's disruptive. It's the kind of pairing offenses prepare for, but can never truly counter. Quarterbacks are going to step to the line of scrimmage, look left, look right, and realize they have no safe option. Before we move on, take a second to drop a like and subscribe. That way, you'll stay up to date with every exclusive Lions update, and you'll even have a chance to win an official Detroit Lions jersey. Let's keep going. Inside the Detroit locker room, the energy skyrocketed. Players who had been grinding all offseason suddenly felt a voltage run through their bodies. A team that already believed in itself now has reason to fear nothing and no one. Sources say even the quietest players were pacing around, shaking their heads in disbelief. One veteran reportedly said, "This isn't normal. This is something else." And it is. This move didn't just improve the roster. It changed the identity of the franchise. Detroit didn't act like a team hoping for contention. They acted like a team building a dynasty. A team tired of being close and ready to be unstoppable. A team ready to choke out opponents, shut down passing lanes, force desperation throws, and make every drive feel like a survival challenge. Behind the scenes, rival executives are furious, shocked, confused. Rumors say several teams had been circling these players for months, only to have Detroit steal both in a single blow. Agents are stunned. Coaches around the league are reportedly scrambling to rewrite playbooks. The balance of power just shifted dramatically. And now everyone wants to know how it happened. Some insiders claim that Detroit had been plotting this for far longer than anyone realized. That the front office had been studying the exact cap conditions, timing windows, and trade leverage needed to pull off something unprecedented. That the staff believed the team's window was now, not next year, not someday, but right now, and decided to push everything onto the table. Others suggest the moves were accelerated by internal pressure from players who felt the roster was one piece away from dominance. But nobody expected two pieces. Nobody expected an avalanche of this magnitude. One thing is clear, the Lions are not messing around. Reports say defensive coordinator meetings erupted into excitement the moment the deals became official. They immediately began drawing up coverages they never could have used before. Schemes that rely on two elite corners capable of locking down receivers for entire possessions. Hybrid packages. Pressman blitz looks. Exotic rotations. Chaos disguised as structure. Detroit's defense just became something opponents fear studying on film. Meanwhile, fans outside the stadium celebrated like the city had just won a championship. Car horns echoed. Bars erupted. People posted videos screaming into the cold night air, repeating the same words over and over because they didn't feel real. SURTAIN and Lattimore? We got both. The psychological impact on rival quarterbacks is massive. Some of them won't say it out loud, but they know what this means. Reads will be tighter. Mistakes will be punished. Margins will disappear. Pressure will compound. And Detroit's pass rush, which already thrived on forcing hesitation, just gained an extra second or two per play. An eternity in football. This isn't hype. This isn't exaggeration. This is structural transformation. With SURTAIN and Lattimore patrolling the field, Detroit doesn't just enter games. They choke them from the opening whistle. They suffocate space. They suffocate rhythm. They suffocate hope. And when a defense suffocates, it empowers the offense to play fearless, aggressive, relentless football. Suddenly, everything makes sense. The calculated silence. The whispers. The unexpected cap moves. The tension that had been hanging over the facility all week. Detroit wasn't planning for something big. They were planning for something historic. And now it's real. Patrick Surtain II and MARSHON Lattimore are Detroit Lions. This is not the same Detroit the league thought it knew. This is not a team building. This is a team arriving. A team stepping through the door not with polite ambition, but with violent intention. A team staring directly at the conference and saying, without flinching, we bring you the latest Lions news every single day. So make sure you're subscribed, hit that like button, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. And of course, drop a comment below with your thoughts on today's news. Your voice makes a difference for Lions Nation. See you in the next video.